Hello? Cat. Check. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the rerun. Leto Willow. Appreciate your, checking it out. Test. We got Sister Emily walking her dog right now, so in 2 minutes we're gonna live stream onto another platform. Currently, we've been pissing off a lot of people who are soft. So if you're soft, this stream might not be for you. You know. Thank you for being here. Put on some background. If you're ever in your head about something negative, worried about tests, worried about the future, I will help you clear it with energy clearing, which will require when needed. Hola. Emily Richardson is coming soon. Me, I'm one of her minion. You know? Master Emily is coming soon. I'm just here to play background music till you get here. Thank you for being here. Master Emily has arrived, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Oh, I know. The Queen has arrived.
The Queen has arrived. With
Welcome.
more tea,
More tea.
in case we want something different.
Dang. Today we're gonna play music, hang out, talk, maybe piss some people off like we've been doing. We don't mean to piss people off. It's just sometimes people expect us to be soft all the time. Sometimes people expect us to be quote unquote act spiritual. And in the Mystic Village term, it's called that's BS.
Just be yourself.
Welcoming Susan, Mira. Brother Sean
Is worse.
is worse. Oh, but
But his family's better.
his family's better. He just kind of got the tail end. Now he's got the main part. And he's fine. He didn't say he was dying or anything, so it's good news.
He says he's feeling better this afternoon.
Yeah, he said he's feeling better, so that means great news.
That means maybe he'll be at the meditation on Sunday.
Mm. Baloney spirituality. Yeah. Welcoming Brother Wes.
Hello.
We got Gula. Let's see here. Okay. She make the tea. Yeah, you used to make tea and then I just. Then we got Teddy here. Hola, Teddy. Hola.
Hi, he feels better.
You feel better? You got a big walk?
He feels like a brand new puppy.
Oh, he needs fresh air. That's what it is. I just need a lot of fresh air.
He's been inside all day.
Since you're wet, you stinky.
He is stinky. He needs to get a bath tonight.
The rain made him stinky.
It's been raining all week.
I only talked to cats today.
Don't listen to him. He loves you.
I only talked to cats today.
be like you. Crazy puppy.
Animals. You want me to hold you? Come here.
Is that? No, you said you're not talking to me anymore. You're only talking to cats today.
Are you a cat today?
He speaks English. He knows. Welcoming in Amanda.
Okay, okay.
It is Egyptian.
Good boy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, you're so good boy. Oh my god, you're the best. You're a good boy. Good stinky boy. You're a very good stinky boy. Oh, he love you long time. Oh, you're so good. Okay. There, he's fine. He's so tiny, yeah. Thank you for all the recent followers on my Twitch, by the way. I see a lot of y'all really just... Somebody said they've been listening. What did he say? I was watching a rerun for ages before.
You've been playing like the 21-hour
Yeah.
reruns.
I've just been, So I've been creating really good recordings and re-looping the good recordings and not of me like ranting as much. Not, spilling the beans.
Spilling the beans.
It's not really relaxing, The truth isn't that relaxing. But it's enlightening. That's what I like about the truth.
Is it good?
Yeah, haven't had... What is that?
It's...
The pearl, right?
It has some pearl,
Dragon.
Tikuan yen, and green tea.
Oh, is it gunpowder green pearl?
Yeah, gunpowder.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 7-year-old daughter loves you too. Her name is Helen. Well, welcoming in Helen, if she's here with you, Amanda.
Hi, Helen. I hope you enjoy the whatever we do today.
Who knows what we're going to do today? Whatever comes out. We don't really have a plan.
We do. We're going to go with the flow. It means that we want to relax y'all and then have a heart conversation. And then once the energy gets kind of off, because when we don't, some of us are unaware of the energy, and so it's our duty to like, okay, hey, it's getting wild, but a little wild is good because it's authentic. When things are peaceful all the time, somebody's faking. That's just how it is. And yeah, let's see. Jenna says, hello. Will you be talking or doing a sound bath? Just curious. I've been attending these for a while, and last time it was all talking, no instruments. Last time, if you came later, it would be more talking, because what we're doing is called 50-50. As we develop ourselves on the stream, brothers and sisters are more interested in what's, something deeper. Right? Something deeper. Mm-hmm. They want to know more about us. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe there's some new people who really enjoy the sound only, but that's why we do 50-50. So if you come earlier, you're going to get the music, which is what we're going to start with. And then we'll have a gentle conversation that leads to music, because it's about engaging with y'all. When you know what to expect, the mind, right? When your mind expects something, you get too comfortable. Just like,
Plus, yeah, I like to do different stuff too, because if I'm just doing sound baths only and just playing the crystal bowls only, then I'm
Yes.
not able to connect as much.
So we are sound healers, but at the end of the day, we're all practitioners. And when you like the sound, it's not about the instruments as much, it's the energy in the practitioner and what they practice that helps them to be present and flow, and why the community is this way. And so the
Whenever
way
you hear music from the heart, and whenever you feel the music that we're playing from the heart, there's a story behind that as well. Because I've been to sound baths, and I've heard different people play different music, and sometimes you feel it from the heart, and sometimes you don't feel it from the heart. You know, so I feel like us opening up and getting to know each other on a more heart-to-heart basis, being verbal and communicating.
I completely get it that when you first live stream, most people are not going to jump to the live stream right away. It's breaking up. Oh, I think it's fine. I think we're good. All right. When we first jump on the live stream, it takes time for people to come to the stream. And while we're done with the sound bath, many people are still coming in.
Yeah.
And so that's why today's flow, we focus on music, talk.
Both. Yeah.
Because if we just only meditate but we don't share wisdom, it's just a performance. We're here to create community that's more than just music. Because the real music is our breath, is the wisdom, is our life. But when our life isn't music, how can we help bring out the melody in your life? And we just share with us. And let's see here. Harry, welcoming Harry. Wait, is that which Harry? It's not Harry B.
That's not,
Happy. Okay, okay.
that's not the Harry we know. Or
Hi.
is it?
Just joined. Glad to catch you. I love what you said about truth isn't always good, but can be enlightening. Would be interesting to hear more on that. The reason we start with music first is because it's Friday, and everybody, well, you know, this Friday, a lot of people are looking forward to Friday oftentimes, which means we're not present at work. I today went to do Amazon delivery, and the security guard was off work. She lied to the other security guard that she logged me in because she just didn't. She
was just checked out.
Yeah, she was halfway left, lied, and I just kind of like, yes, she like, I didn't say anything, but I just got another tag because it's like so corporate-y, and you know, for protection or whatever. And it just showed me, and then I go to other offices. People are just
sitting
staring
there
at the computer because it's raining too, right? So there's not a lot of
not many people were emailing me like they usually do. You know, usually I'll have like email after email come in, or you know, like my boss would be calling me for updates. But today I was so productive because nobody was emailing me. No one was calling me, so I was able to get like my entire list checked off today. It was wonderful.
Well, in America right now, the circus act is on the low, but the next one is coming. It's called Super Bowl. The next circus and bread is coming, right? But whenever people who are working for the system without serving God, they get bored a lot. Because why? They don't have discipline. They don't have community. They don't have a thing that they're doing. So they're looking forward to the next entertainment, the next new movie come out, the next Star Wars, the next Marvel, the next, but they're not enjoying their little blessing. So that's what I did. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah.
And for us to pay attention to, because we're part of society. We like the bread and circus. And lately I've been thinking, man, I haven't watched a movie in freaking I don't remember.
You know what new movie is coming out, right?
What?
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
On February 14th, I was on Instagram and going through my stories, and I saw the movies coming out to the theater. And I think I'll actually go to the theater for the first time since 2018 for this movie.
Dang.
I know I haven't been to the movies in forever.
That's lies. She's been out on dates. I've seen her.
But we don't go to the movies.
That's why you're still single.
That's fine with me. At least I enjoy being single. I'm totally fine with that.
Amen, amen. So today we're drinking some gunpowder green pearl and some tea guan yin,
And Dragon Pearl Jasmine.
dragon pearl. So once the gentle caffeine, which is not gentle, enters the system, it's gonna be popping off in here. So thank you for being in here, and let's just do. My goal is to do some guided meditation and sound bath, but of course not be too disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, today I spent an hour at the mall trying to find the restaurant to deliver Amazon packages to, just walking in circles. Did not let myself get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw many opportunities where I saw many opportunities to just be irritated and be in my head. But I remember gratitude. I remember, you know what? There are some days I go to the Amazon warehouse and they just send me home. And when they send you home, you get paid without working. So I remember my blessings.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you had a mountain that you have to climb. But you have to remember all the blessings before, because life isn't going to always be easy. And today was a reminder, hey, I worked 2 hours for free, but I've been blessed so many hours already.
Yeah. Was the mall busy? I'm curious.
The mall was not busy
I figured.
at all.
At least it wasn't busy.
Yeah.
You're able to just be there and kind of, I think I would just people watch and observe while I'm looking for the restaurant.
I began to start walking toward the service alley, like in the mall, there's secret doors, and I just walked through like a ton of them, and just like, oh, wow, there's many secret tunnels that make you go through the mall way faster than just go through the retail side.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I was like, I'm walking in circles, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is kind of interesting.
Just noticing.
Yeah. Like, ooh, there's a random door here. Oh, there's a dude hanging out in here. Oh, I thought he's a crackhead, but actually he's a chef. You know, the mall has secret underneath. Yeah. Okay, I think we should do some.
Meditate.
Some frogs today. Position already.
That's why that pillow is back there.
invite you to relax your body. Relax your facial muscles. Be present with your breath, welcoming you to the mystic village experience. Breathing in, be aware that you're breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Hear the sounds of the fish drum. The wooden frog. I give myself permission to slow down from the week. I give myself permission to be with my breath, to be with the sounds of the angelic rainbow crystal bowls. I allow myself to feel peace. I give myself permission to feel love. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Slowly out, I'm aware. I know it takes some time for the mind to settle. It's like when you shake the orange juice, the pulp goes everywhere. As we hear and enjoy the sounds, the pulp of our mind begins to settle at the bottom, and we have more clarity. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Hearing the sounds of the crystal bowl, I'm aware that the sounds are entering my ear and into my body through these vibrations. And these angelic bowls produce a divine white light coming in through my ear, filling my body and purifying the heaviness, the darkness, the doubts, fears, and worries. The sacred sounds begin to purify my mind, my body, as I become open to these vibrations. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Allow your body to be light and feel divine light glowing in your body. Feel the glow. Sometimes we visualize the glow with our brain. When you breathe in the light. Breathe in the sound and release your stress from the week. and enjoy the vibrations in the moment. are we feeling out there, brothers and sisters? Throughout our day, we can be doing this. I know that it may seem impossible at first, especially if you're coming from a workplace that's chaotic. Maybe you have a really angry mother or sister. You don't know how to deal with them. We begin with meditation because it helps us to be present. But it's not all we do. Love and light is just the beginning. There's wisdom, there's knowledge, there's courage, there's fierceness. Yeah, maybe you get laid off this week. Welcoming Anne, Amanda, Claude. The beautiful music, it comes from understanding how energy works, humbly speaking. That's why we learn how to sculpt the music intuitively. And that's how I've trained Sister Emily and Brother Sean, because how are we going to help transmute or transform energy if we can't even read the energy? But it starts with our own. Mm-hmm. What is that like, Sister Emily, to read your own energy? I mean, I think we all been doing that, but what's the difference before this style of like really paying attention to where you were before? You were spiritual, but what was the difference where you are now compared to maybe immature spirituality or the beginning, humbly speaking again?
Well, the beginning, I don't feel I was as honest with myself. I was more spirituality, love and light, everything's rainbows and sunshine and flowers, and I wasn't willing to look at anything other than that. Even though I was not that happy inside, on the exterior, I wanted to portray everything's wonderful and beautiful, and I didn't want to talk about the hard stuff or even look at the hard stuff sometimes within myself. And that involves a lot of meditation, which leads to more self-awareness of who we are as a person. Oh, my brother came out of his room, so he's barking. Why aren't you playing the music anymore?
Yeah. I can play a gentle one. You just keep talking. Serenade him.
But it has to do with a lot of meditation, and that starts with consistency, with meditating at the same time in the same place, usually in the mornings before I go to work. Before I start my day with God. But at the time I thought I was just calming myself, and I was being with myself before going out into the world. Before going out to be with others, I wanted to be with myself. And through that meditation, we're able to see a lot within ourselves that we aren't able to see if we're constantly going and talking to people and doing the next thing. So with self-awareness, I eventually began looking at, it's called the dark night of the soul, like looking at harder things that you didn't want to look at, and calling yourself out for certain ways that you are, I was a very angry person. I was angry with others, but first off, I was angry with myself. So I would react that way to other people as well. And it took a lot of looking at that and looking at my sadness, looking at certain things within myself to be able to change that. Because it all starts with self-awareness of who you are and certain reactions and certain emotions. certain reactions that you carry from your emotions.
Because your nature is you're very goal-oriented, very sharp, very fiery, and so you still had that, and you were using that with spirituality in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing check-off lists, like go to a metaphysical shop, get a new crystal, and then do all these things.
Do a full moon and new moon ceremony.
But the inside was not really developing deeply, but it was
Correct.
in progress.
Correct. We all have to start somewhere. And that somewhere was going to the metaphysical shop and doing certain ceremonies twice a month, you know, new moon and full moon. And I would join a YouTube online class community before I found the Mystic Village, and while I was in it still in the beginning. And that was my spiritual community, because I didn't have an in-person spiritual community, but I knew that I was searching for more. But with the new moon ceremonies, you were able to manifest and envision what you wanted. And in the full moon ceremonies, you release and let go of what no longer serves you.
Which is beautiful.
But why don't we do that whenever we see it in the beginning? You know, like, why do we have to wait until the full moon, the new moon? Why do we have to wait until the new year to set all these goals for ourselves? Like, if we see that we don't like something about ourselves, or if we see that we want to change something within us, the best time to do that is now, whenever you see it, not waiting until the full moon or new moon to do it.
Yes. And that's what the master calls, some of y'all work part-time for God, and some of y'all work full-time for God. And that essentially means that you don't have to wait for Christmas to celebrate, you know, to feel holy. We don't have to wait for Easter to really be in the hype. I'm always in the damn hype. That's why we have this, right? That's why we're doing so much good. That's why we're enjoying and expanding, and that's why we're trying to do more, and that's why God's investing in us more. Because when you start to give your life to not just full moon and new moon, and not just only on the weekends at metaphysical shop, and now all of it matters, but what about every damn day? Now, in the beginning, it's tiring to even think you would be streaming freaking Wednesday, and you'd be streaming right in the beginning.
I tried that in the beginning, but I didn't have enough energy, and I was still doing a lot of work within myself as well.
But now it's a lot easier, because it's like something carries you when you start to. It's because when you start flying, the wind is gone. Right? You're taking the leap, and in the beginning,
I felt drained in the beginning.
Yeah.
You saw me whenever I would come home from work. I was always just drained or angry at the resident or my boss or a coworker. But
there's many reasons too.
There was many reasons, yeah. But you're right. Like, whenever you do take the leap of faith, God supports you, including your energy and what you need.
Like, every Sunday we hold a Soundbath. In the beginning, every Sunday it would be like tiring, but now you just kind of, sometimes it's tiring, but most of the time it's not, because we're making real impact. In the beginning, we're not aware of how much impact. But now that you've been serving consistently, what kind of impact do you see?
For me, it's the way I feel inside for me first, because it's a meditation for myself, but being able to offer that to others. And after the meditations, and even before the meditations, seeing the especially consistent people that come and sometimes get there like 30 to 45 minutes early just to be outside in nature while we set up, and seeing like how calm they are and how relaxed they are after. And sometimes they cry, and the lady in the wheelchair that's better, and people healing and just healing their everything, their emotions, their family trauma, their past, and
depression, suicidal thoughts, loss of job,
everything. You see so many blessings and miracles, and to see that we can be a part of that change is incredible, and something I never thought that I would experience.
And it started with you just showing up, and then you feel called Because you didn't have to buy the crystal bowls, but you felt something.
Yeah, I felt something.
But that's why, that's why you're with me, is because you act on your feeling. You act on like your intuition, not your feeling. Because sometimes your feeling is, I don't want to go to meditation. I don't want to live stream today, right? But your intuition says,
do it.
there's people who need me, and I can either be a big pouty big baby, or I can just fly with the archangels.
100%, because I put myself in that situation whenever I first found you doing the singing bowl solo, and then doing your Twitch live streams, and then even the master, what he does, and like me going to the temple, and that's on a consistent weekly basis, usually more, and to see what I've been able to get out of it whenever you are going through something, to have that community, to have that support where you don't even have to say anything but just be together in community, it's really beautiful.
And that's what you call Sangha. We're not here to create followers, we're here to create leaders. Because I show her everything I know, but we never charge. I never charge her for how to do a sound bath, how crystal bowl. I never tell her to buy the crystal bowl. Right? Everything just happens from the heart. When I see so many people trying to, they're trying to create a singing bowl certification, makes me kind of sick.
Yeah, where they're paying for the certification and they're learning about, I guess, the hertz. I don't even know. But
it's just I don't know what they're teaching in there. I'm
coming
sure
from the head, though.
Well, I'm sure it can be coming from the heart.
Yeah.
But when because if you think about the lineage of Jesus and Buddha, I'm always looking at the highest level of what happened in humanity. Jesus did not charge for no wisdom. The Buddha did not charge. But yet nowadays we forget what is unconditional love. Yeah. And that bugs the hell out of me, because it's why so many people lose faith in God, because there's too much money in the church, too much money in the temples, that everything you donate, nowadays they gotta write their name. There's no right, and then you get the money back. You have a 10% tithing, but of course it's not pure. There's like, hey, this is a tax write-off. So things are getting so corrupted now. It's good to give, but many people are giving
out of expectation.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, and again, we're talking about light workers, bodhisattvas, and serving at a high level called purity, that it's not being seen too much, right? Because our teacher is bodhisattva, doesn't charge money for healing, heals every kind of disease, cancer, bought me a Cadillac CTS for free, has given me like so many fancy things, like to show me what I'm worth. It's not about the stuff. It's showing me I'm blessing you right now so that you can go bless other people. I give you a car right now because in the future you might give somebody a house too. I show you I'm taking a whole family to Disney World, then maybe you can take give some kids some tuition to go to college. It's more about teaching through the action.
Yeah.
Without needing to be a big head and having, I am the mystic village. Like, it's more about doing what humanity needs without needing the validation, but knowing that when you do it, God already sees.
Yeah.
What have you seen about that? The conditional giving versus unconditional giving.
I guess the conditional giving, I was a part of that spiritual community before I found this community. And whenever I first joined that community, it was a crystal healing group. And she was doing these workshops where you could join for a workshop for like $109 a month. And it was all online. And I did learn a lot from her. And in the beginning, she was saying, now you do not need the crystal. You have this within you. You do not need the crystal. You basically are the crystal, like you say. But then as the years progressed with her, because I was with her for about 2 years. My mom had been following her for like forever, like 5 years or something. But on the last year that I was with her, I chose to leave because she was writing books and she began selling the crystals. Like, it was no longer you are the crystal, you already have this healing within you. It became very money based.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, it worked.
It did work 100%.
So
yeah.
right. So what we learned is that what she learned worked, but the mastery in this path, it led to just selling crystals. Right. So the healing aspect wasn't pushed as much, but it was more marketed.
Yeah. But whenever you do it not from that ego, I guess, but more like just pure, like not without expectations. Yes, we accept donations. That goes back into the community if we do. It's so pure. It's so pure. And then you're teaching others how to become the masters of themselves without us doing the work for them. Because I also went to a lot of Reiki healers, and while I appreciated everything that they offered me, I was relying on them for the healing without looking at my things that I needed to look at to be able to work through it, deal with it, heal it.
Instead of gaining wisdom, you went to other people for wisdom instead of learning to, because then it's not profitable.
It's not profitable. But I mean, the world needs more people that can like just heal themselves, because not everybody has that money.
This is why we have these kind of talks in these stream, brothers and sisters. And I know that some of y'all are doing the spiritual monetization, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And it works. It worked for me.
There's nothing wrong. Definitely nothing wrong with that, unless you're trying to get to the next level. And the reason why we got to this level, because the master, he's like, all the money that you gave the temple, it just go back to you. Because we have Latino people going to the Buddhist temple, and all the money that comes in, it just goes back to the people.
He's buying people houses in Mexico now.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So we do the same thing. So all the money that we get from donations on Sundays and whatever goes to the Mystic Village account, it goes back to, okay, hey, do we need to travel somewhere? Do we need to go to the burn? Do we need to get her something new? Do we need new microphone? Okay, what's not working? How? Because that money, we keep it with God. Now, when I do Amazon and Uber, that's my personal. I don't use like God's money to buy food.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how effective this. Like, I didn't understand at first, but I was willing to listen. I was willing to pay attention to the master. Like, okay, I'll try. I'll keep my money pure. God's money stays with spiritual stuff only, and then But then, of course, your personal money can join with God.
Yeah, of
so
course.
it's of course, right? So it's because what that does, it shows a higher respect. Because you want the energy to circulate and rise.
It's like flowing, and then we slowly and gradually build.
The conversation about this is not comfortable because in America, especially this new age, new thought, new age and this spiritual community in America, is highly hyped up on Reiki masters, yoga teachers, and all these things that
spiritual retreats.
It's money, right? Because people, they see it as spiritual job. But Jesus did not see that as a damn job, right? I don't see this as my job. I see this as my life. I see this as my purpose, my calling.
This is humanity.
And that's why I train the whole group without charge, because I see that they see the same thing. I see their commitment. I'm like, why would they? Okay, they show up every Sunday. I guess I'll show them some stuff. Oh, they're still showing up, haven't quit yet. I'll show her everything. Oh, she needs to sing more. Okay, don't force her, because then she, right? Oh, Sean, he can't sing. Okay, I'll let him try the bowls. I'll let him try the flute. Oh, he got a handpan. Looks like it's working out. Is he practicing? If he's not, I'm not, So it's, we're always developing. It's not easy, but we do it because of love. That's why when you hear us talking, it's pure, it's enthusiasm, it's passion, because it's real for us. It's not like we're going to go to this event and then we're going to charge $30 a head. That's right. And then at the end, how can we split that? It doesn't turn, that doesn't turn your soul on. That's a spiritual job. Now, not everybody's ready for that level. Some of y'all, I get it. You have a baby. Some of y'all have bills to pay. Whatever great reason you make to not give unconditionally, it's what you're going to do. But when will you learn to give unconditionally with balance? We do this, but guess what? She's got a job. I have a job.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to find balance. It's not just like, okay, just serve God unconditionally and be broke as hell. No.
Well, you will go to some venues as well that do charge, so the ones that we go to use their space, if that venue charges per head, then that's like a pre-agreement that we've made, but we still keep our Sundays pure, the stream pure, and we serve.
When we go to a space like Unity of Houston, it's 50-50, but we don't charge.
Yeah.
It's donation based, and from those donation we split.
Yeah.
That is the best way, because you know what? It makes you not greedy. It makes you not think about how much we're gonna get. Whatever we get is what we get. If God, some
if we
days
get nothing, it's fine.
Sometimes
honestly.
we get zero, and guess
Yeah.
what? That's fine, because it's not always, but sometimes you get a lot. But it's God's money anyways. And that's when we keep it that way, when there's low money, we don't feel sad. When there's a lot of money, it's like, oh, great. Right? But it's not a big deal. Because sometimes when you do events, sometimes maybe you get one or two.
Yeah.
If you work for God, you wouldn't be sad because you get to serve those two people. But the people who have big egos, who are doing it and not be embarrassed, they'll look down at two people instead of see, I get to serve two people. All right, I get to serve God. And so instead, some of y'all just don't start at all because of the fear nobody would show up.
And we do it for ourselves and first, we just don't go there expecting all these people to get there. It's a meditation and it's enjoyable for us in the beginning. That's why we do it.
I always tell people about the beginnings of HTX meditation that some days 0 people showed up. I show up with my bowl. I show up with the board because I was just doing 1 hour silent meditation, which is not normal, it's normal if you meditate, right? But some days I show up because I used to show up public free meditation Saturday and Sunday. One day would be just one giant bowl and one day would be crystal bowls. I recognized that people started showing up more for the crystal bowls, and I realized maybe it's because that's what they need. They don't I want the silent meditation. I enjoy it because I get to hear stuff but
the birds.
But most people, 1 hour meditation is kind of
It's
crazy.
intense.
Right? So, because you have to realize, are you showing up to serve or are you just showing up to meditate? Right? Let's play some more music. Before we move forward, let me read a comment on Twitch here, because JXDUM says, I can relate to this so much, especially as of recent. Quit smoking weed, was an everyday user, been sober for a little over 2 weeks now, and feel 10 times better. Mentally, physically, emotionally, God is great and always there, all-knowing and most importantly forgiving. Amen, amen. Gula says showing up to meditate isn't necessarily a bad thing though. Yes, for sure. So again, you have to if you're not grateful to show up to serve when nobody's there, because some days nobody's going to be there but God's there. You show up for yourself. Because in the beginning sometimes it's just two people, 3 people. Because if you don't learn to appreciate when the crowd is tiny, when you grow big, you just have a big ego. Can playing an instrument be meditation? Yes, as long as you're present. Because sometimes you can do this and be in your head the whole time. Okay. If you're playing and it's not from the heart, you drain yourself. When we play, you see we're super mindful. You know why? Because we're paying attention, we're present, so that our brain is clear, our mind is clear, our consciousness is clear. And that's why it's really a lot of discipline, because it's every time we play. And if you're in your head, if the group is in our head before we play, I'm going to make them meditate. We're not going to do nothing until the energy's grounded. I'm going to start with the flute, and I'm going to just start going like... music. How's everybody feeling? Welcoming you again to the Mystic Village Experience with Sister Emily Richardson.
Brother thanettaout.
Here with you on Insight Timer. Glad to be with you. Happy Friday. What do we feel out there? What's on your heart? What have you learned today? I know that we've been hurting a lot of feelings here on Insight Timer, but I've been hurting people's feelings since Twitch, okay? Oh, even since before Twitch. Because the truth hurts, you know? And because the basics, people know the basics. Be in the present moment, practice compassion, learn to forgive. But sometimes we just don't practice the things that we talk about. Sometimes the ego makes a reason to not forgive, to be angry, to be annoyed. But it's fine because that's what the mind does, right? The mind becomes angry and annoyed. But for us to step back and be with God, because God is like it's nirvana, it's the Buddha nature, doesn't judge you, it's the prana. Neither yin or yang, it's just both combined as one. But sometimes, some days, we feel more yang, more fire. Sometimes we're more yin. So we always have to find our balance. That's why we're doing this kind of experience today, where it's not just meditation only, because you know why? Y'all are comfortable. People are comfortable, like, okay, she's just gonna play music for an hour. I like that, I expect that, I get what I want. But once we start actually doing the Dharma talk, the thing like, ew, I don't want to hear all this. Just shut up and play the damn flute. Just shut up and play the bowls. What can you say about that? Expectations that when you have expectations,
I feel like whenever we have expectations, we get super comfortable with one thing. Because if I would have just listened to Soundbath 24/7 and not listened to other people's experiences and wisdom, whatever it is, you know, like we learn from each other. I learn from y'all. Y'all learn from us. I learn from the dog, from the cat, from my brother. You know, and sometimes it's really hard to hear the truth.
the dog.
Sometimes it's hard, you know, because like certain things that people might say we get mad, we get angry, we get sad about it because we feel called out sometimes, because we feel like, why is he saying that? Like, that's what I do. And then it might make you feel like kind of bad about yourself in the beginning. But I'm so grateful for all the times that I've got called out by you, by the master, by my brother, by my family, by everybody, because I feel like if I'm triggered in some way, then that is there to teach me something. Because
Absolutely.
If there's somebody on the street, if there's somebody at my work that does the same thing, I'd rather be called out by my spiritual community rather than a stranger.
Because you know it's coming from a peer place. But that's why you have to have a spiritual community that you can trust, not the one that will take advantage of you for $30.
Absolutely. It's all about having those people that you know that they're coming from love. They're coming from pure intention. But when are we going to stop being so nice to each other? Keep on telling people what they want to hear, but whenever we tell people what they want to hear 24/7, that's not helping them at all. That's not helping us grow, because I wouldn't have grown.
As a matter of fact, it slows us down if we're all lying to each other. Or
Absolutely.
It's called white lie, right? We just don't say it.
Just to be nice, which I completely agree. I love kindness and I love being nice. But sometimes you just have to speak the truth.
But that relationship isn't for that kind of lifestyle isn't for everybody. It's people who takes God seriously. It's people who want to be at the leading edge. It's people who want to be on the front line serving God, because the people who, you know, there's archangels and then there's angels, right? when do you become the archangel and lead? Because there's a lot of people with good intentions and a good heart, but they're not really taking action and executing and being a role model. Why? Because there's no turning it off once you lead. Like, I can't go back anymore. There's no like, Tanet is just gonna not do stuff like leadership, right?
Yeah.
You're just gonna be. There's no going back to like, I'm just
being
gonna
on the meditation side.
Yeah, because once you find your thing and your purpose, it turns you on.
It gives you energy. It turns you on. Like, it's just, you keep on wanting to experience more of it and cultivate yourself.
Because why the heck would you not get to the next chakra system? Imagine this, brothers and sisters. The chakra system is not something you flow through one time. There's different stages of chakra system, right? In the beginning, you connect to God, and then you get back to deeper grounding, deeper creativity, deeper purpose, expanded compassion, learning to open your throat chakra more, deeper intuition, being a channel, and then you keep circulating that until you keep upgrading it. It's not just like, okay, I'm done with the root chakra, go to the next chakra. It's not that. It's infinite, people. Like, you can just keep going and going.
You go from up and all the way up to the crown, then you start back at the root again.
Because it circulates.
You keep on cultivating.
But now I had to learn that on my own, because before, when I didn't know better, I would just meditate on the third eye or the heart chakra.
Yeah, same.
Whatever, because you know what?
The most popular chakras.
It's bougie. Because, it's popular, like, ooh, I'm going to open my third eye. I'm going to open your third eye.
Teddy's third eye's already opened. I opened it last week.
Right. Let's see here. Somebody says, Robert says, thank you for hosting Dharma Talks on the stream. You're welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Coddling kills, says Angela. It's very common because human beings, you know what? The one thing that human beings love is called comfort. Comfort food, comfort zone, comfortable relationship. But I love where it's not comfortable because it helps me grow. I love the master because if you're not improving, he's gonna
call you out.
Yeah, he's gonna chop you. But if
You're
you're constantly improving, you become your own master, and you still respect the master you have. That's why the conversations in this stream is gonna turn some people off. Because you know why? Because they ain't doing it. And we grow from all these tough talks, knowing that many people are still going to the same drum circle, doing the same hape, rape, and they're still the same, right? But they just do more of the same ceremony, but their inside still the same. Yeah. Because I know those people. It's just like,
we see them all the time.
You still the same. But that's why I'm not with them.
Yeah.
Because I used to just hang out with the same people who didn't progress. Now, we respectfully say that because
we learn from them too.
Exactly. They helped us get to the next level because if I didn't get to the next level, I would still be at the Japanese karaoke bar, ordering beef tongue, salmon sashimi with a Hennessy VSOP with two ice cubes, singing John Legend,
I'd still be at the raves, dressed up in furry clothes with paint all over me and sparkles all over me, listening to EDM music and, doing many, many other things.
Yes, girl. Yes, queen. Slay.
Yes,
slay.
Queen.
It's we're doing all these things that are trendy, but we're not really. Many people aren't doing the work to deepen or grow themselves. We just act like things are growing, but you're the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You just change boyfriends. You just change girlfriends.
It's a boyfriend. The same person in another body.
You got a new car, a new job, but who you are still the same. And to the people who have wisdom and knowledge, you don't say anything because it's not your job to tell everybody everything. You just kind of, because you used to be the same way. Yeah. Oh, instead of wearing Express, you're wearing Armani now. Right? Oh, you switched that? Oh, you shop at Macy's now. From Macy's, oh, you try some Gucci. Oh, no, instead Versace because you're trying to be pinky up, Elijah Jew.
Eliaju.
It says
Eliaju.
Yes, we are constantly ascending beyond what we know.
No. Bougie chakras.
Eliyahu. Okay. Shout out to
Eliyahu.
Yahoo.com, by the way.
Welcome in.
Welcoming Kelly. Courtney Schmidt is here. Says, you guys rock. No, you rock. And can you smell what the rock is cooking?
What?
WWE.
Oh, from wrestling?
Huh?
From wrestling?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like, what are you even talking about?
I told you. When we drink strong caffeine, we have to learn how to, we have to express ourselves sometimes and get back to the center. Because life is dynamic as long as you know how to tame the energy of life. The reason why the spirituality, like what we do, we enjoy, because we can F around and get back to taking it serious. But many people F around and lose focus. Before I had more discipline, I used to hold spiritual events that did not have an ending time. And
You would
as
just go 24/7 or what?
well, I would start an event at like, I would say at 4 o'clock, and it would end. It would like continue for 3 to 4 hours of just hanging out, which did not create community because it was like people can't hang out for 3 to 4
Were
hours.
you drained after? I was going to ask. Like, were you just tired or?
Well, the thing is, I didn't know better, and to me, I was all in.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
because when you're a spiritual leader and you kind of give your life to service, you're just like, well, I'm just going to do. Yes, it was tiring, but it's worth it because I knew I was doing something that is out of my comfort zone. It was
Right.
difficult and it lasted a long time. And I was like going with the flow. But I'm so glad what we have now has meditation. Because all the spiritual groups that are immature, the one thing they don't like is meditation.
They like hanging out in drums and.
Exactly. Yeah. They like to be more energetic. They have deep talk about things, but the meditation they have is sometimes meditating can make our egos big because like, yeah, by the way, we just did 1 hour.
Just got to my third eye.
And that's fine and all, but there has to be a balance of some conversations. Or if it's time to meditate the whole time, have that time. But there needs to be a time where you engage and talk about some things. And every space, like you don't decide, the space decides what you want to do.
Right.
God tells you what you should do with these spaces. If the space is more diverse, you need to do things that unite more people. If the space is more spiritually advanced, you need to bring out the hammer, which means the truth that is going to crumble some people's ego. Because why? You want to see your brothers or sisters advance and not just buy more crystals. You want to see your brothers advance, not just read another book, but don't practice the one they just read. But that's not always easy because what? We're just another, like at the end of the day, we're just another human being do our best.
Yeah.
But when you do advance spiritually, when your chakras open, your tone of voice changes, your posture changes, your aura changes, and the people who are moving up in their energetic system, they begin to feel something from you. And that's why when I met the master, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is not normal. Like, and then when the master, in the beginning you doubt the master because you're like, I never met something like this. And then like we don't talk like this all the time. It's only when we're online. And recently it's been more because inside Timer we have brothers and sisters in a community that can absorb this kind of knowledge. If I'm on Twitch, I might not go as deep because they cannot absorb some of the knowledge that we're speaking. So we had to speak more boyfriend and girlfriend, love your damn self, right? Stop playing video games too much. Don't smoke too much weed. And what have you noticed, sister, serving at the park where it's just meditation mostly to online where we're starting to have more conversations?
Well, at the park, we really don't have many conversations. Like it's purely meditation. We'll connect a little bit, but I mean, we have some people that have been going there for like 6 months, and we know of them, but not like on a personal level, I think. But energetically, you see them. You see them.
Yes.
So I'm really grateful for that. But for me on Insight Timer, honestly, like it's new to me, you know, like being online, talking to the camera, not
And you're
talking
exclusively
face-to-face.
on Insight Timer.
Yeah.
So if you're not on Insight Timer, you're not seeing her. So yeah, anyways, go ahead.
But I mean, it's been a beautiful journey so far. Like I'm learning a lot, and I've been able to talk one-on-one to some people as well, which I love. But it's a beautiful community of like-minded people, of spiritual people. But I am happy that we are talking a little bit more, because I honestly, like I don't get bored of Soundbath, but I needed more, you know, because I've been on here for 2 to 3 months now, and all I do is Soundbath for 2 hours, and I'll talk a little bit, but nothing like talking like this, you know. So it's like, okay, like it's time to connect a little bit and just like express my heart a little bit more, not just through sound, but like actual speaking and communication. You know, it's different. So I'm learning my flow, and I'm learning how to read the energy of the internet, because in person it's a lot easier to read energy whenever you're face to face, but online you can feel that energy as well, and you can kind of see in the comments of what you need to do. So it's a process, but I absolutely love it, and it is allowing us to connect with people all over the world, and, you know, be together in community and meditate and be at this peace and talk about spiritual things that you don't get in a lot of different places. Like the talks that we're having right now, like this is what I was looking for before I found you, before I found our community. You know, this is what I was looking for, and it was so hard to find. So to be able to offer that to other people, and knowing that the right people will come to your stream, and the ones that don't align with your message, and they'll go, and that's fine, as long as we have authentic community and we can express ourselves from our heart and be our true selves, and not just be here and be like love and light, and breathe in, breathe out. You have to be yourself at some point, you know,
which is too feminine.
Yeah, and we are ourselves, is what I was going to say with the breathe in and breathe out. Like there is a time and place for that, but there's also a time and place to, you know, speak the truth as well.
And we say the word "speak the truth." I like to. I say "speak the truth" because we're being nice. I like to say the word "piss people off" because pissed people is just your human ego, like wah. Because some people see Sister Emily as like a deity playing bowls, but when she starts to speak wisdom and knowledge, it's like, hey, go back to being like this deity that I worship. You're just supposed to be the girl, play bowl, and I see you like an angelic being. Why are you being different, right? And so some people are stuck worshiping you, expecting. And so in the past, I've had people like expect me to go like to do what they assume a spiritual being should do. I learned from the master also that people expect him to be a certain way, or they assume he's a certain way, but they don't see how things work.
Yeah.
And because when you understand how things work, you start to influence people positively with result. That's what turns me on. That
seeing the results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you do amazing work, the result is that your community respects you, and their life begins to transform, not just change. They begin to take flight with the archangels instead of still meditating too much and still being love and light too much, still going to the metaphysical shop. Instead, they become the metaphysical shop. They become the light. They become, you know, the thing that they look up to. They become the role model. And that requires speaking the truth. That's uncomfortable sometimes. And not just because, you know, when people come to the Mystic Village in the beginning, I like to ask them, do you know what it means to, you know, like, what is spiritual? What does it mean to be spiritual? Right? And I've gotten it down to where being spiritual is about genuinely loving yourself. Right? Because It's a relationship. It's more about what's within.
Absolutely.
It's about authenticity. It's about something that's within, and it's about love. And if you don't have that within, you're going to go out looking for more crystals, more tarot cards, another TikTok, looking for another trend.
Relationships.
You're going to be taking a ton of spiritual photos, and you're going to be looking for, you're going to focus more on money, but there's no balance. Because what we do, we lead with the heart.
Yeah.
It's what carries us. God carries us. But as you begin to work for God, you begin to, instead of God carrying you, you begin to help God carry other people. And that is a blessing. But it's not easy. It's not easy, people. Like, the reason, we're always bringing enthusiasm and engagement. It takes years, right? It takes so many years. If you just start today and take it seriously, maybe you're on the spiritual path already, but you're not putting spirituality, you're not leading with your faith. It's a casual thing. When you turn your it's like having a casual relationship with love. But when you have an intimate, refreshing relationship with love, that love becomes agape love. Your heart shines. And that when your heart shines, the aura of your heart, it protects you. So maybe, like when you're pure, like today, like I had a lady, I was parked in the wrong spot to make a delivery. It was for big trucks only. I couldn't walk in. But because I didn't whine and complain about it, the lady's like, today is a super Friday. She's going to let me walk in with a package and deliver to the building without having to go park in the parking lot. Why? Because she noticed I was too calm. I was just like, well, if I have to, it's fine. Because I already walk an hour in the mall looking for a spot. Like, because I was not going to I'm here to have a blessed day. I'm going to make it. Yes, it's going to be challenging some days.
But how do you respond to the challenges whenever you're going through it?
How about at your work, sister? Sometimes you have a challenging day at work, which I'm sure may be often. How do you keep God actively at work for you?
I start my day with God. Before I even get out of bed in the morning. Not always. Like sometimes I'll, wake up and he'll be in my face and I'll be focused on him instead of that. But mostly, every morning before I get out of bed, and if it's not before I get out of bed, it's shortly after. I start my day with God, with myself, and I start my morning not rushed. And I make sure that my cup is filled before I go out and to my job. I used to rush in the morning, and I didn't spend my morning with me. I was rushed. My brain was busy already. And this works for me. This works a lot better. But as I continued meditating in the morning, and now I work out in the morning, and that's my meditation. And whenever I do my self-care practices for myself and go to work, I have me. Like, I'm present in the moment with myself. No matter who's coming to me, what's happening, the phone ringing. Now, with the more gratitude that I've been practicing, I'm happy, I'm joyful, like, no matter who I'm talking to. And I've honestly, this job where I'm currently at, I have never felt this way at my work. I've never been this present, this calm. I've always been highly stressed while I'm at work. But it's like people will come at me, oh, I need this report now. Like everything's ASAP sometimes, I'm only a person. I'm not going to stress myself over something that I can't control. I'm not. It's not worth it.
Wow.
It's not worth it. I know. Who am I?
That's impressive.
But I have certain things in my office that remind me. I have my little bunny meditating. I have a little Buddha on my desk. And those are reminders for me, you know, whenever I might get caught up in my head or might forget certain things, might forget my centeredness and might get kind of frazzled for a moment. I have things strategically placed on my desk so that no matter where I'm looking, I see it. And that's a reminder to get back to my center.
Your desk, you make your desk an altar.
My office is my temple.
Because,
yes.
Because her body is a temple. Mm-hmm. Because who would have thought her house would be also a little temple. And because this is all of this is possible because it starts with
yeah, it all starts within.
It's so
my body is my temple.
Magical. That's why I'm so excited, is because it's when you see the world becoming more spiritual and you're part of that life, it's like, hell yeah, go all in. Because your life just getting better.
Yeah.
Like we're celebrating each other, but I know where you come from.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I know where you come from. Cause
you saw me in the beginning, basically.
Yeah. I saw Sean in the beginning, how he was. I saw Jill in the beginning, right? I know how I was in the beginning. So whenever I see the progress of my brothers and sisters, it's like, okay, there's result.
We've come a long way. And so have you as well.
Yeah.
Since
Absolutely.
I've met you, we've all progressed 100%, and it's beautiful to see each other just continue.
Yeah, the spiritual cultivation isn't to just sit and be pretty. It's to serve. It's to serve effectively, passionately, and creatively. I think that creative part it's what I need a lot of, because my mind is really I have a lot of mental energy, but it needs to be creative. Now I'm not the sharpest mind, but I could do a lot with it. And so for me personally, I need more movement meditation, which means when I do Amazon delivery. So when I'm walking, I turn the way I walk into a meditation. I turn even the way I turn everything into a routine that I can replicate and follow, so that I'm present in the moment. Because if I'm not, I can catch it right away.
Yeah.
Like today, I start using earbuds because I'm trying to listen to podcasts nonstop. Because when I leave the car, the podcast is still in there.
Yeah.
And so I catch myself pressing the play button in my car, even though the audio is in my ear. So I'm in the process of changing my flow, because, pay attention to your life, what it needs from you.
Yeah.
Right? You need to turn your office into an altar secretly. No one knows. Well,
people see a meditating bunny and a Buddha on my desk. People know, but they see me for who I am.
Yeah.
I had a FedEx guy come in my office yesterday, and him and my maintenance supervisor were talking about football. And I walk into the office, and for some reason he started talking to me about football. I was like, oh God, no. I don't, who are the Texans still in? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. He's like, you don't watch football? I was like, God, no. I got a divorce, and I was like, I realized I did not enjoy sports myself.
Yeah.
It's not something I enjoyed, but I was doing it for somebody else. But then I got a divorce, and I'm like, I don't really like the sports stuff, so I just quit watching it. And he was like, so what do you do? He literally asked me, and my maintenance supervisor standing there like, what is happening right now? He was like, so what do you do? I was like, well, I meditate, and we facilitate a meditation group, and I live stream meditation while I'm not at work. And I do this and I do this. He was like, oh, that's interesting. And he started asking me questions about meditation. Then he started telling me about his mother-in-law who was coming to live with him and how she treated him. It was like this big thing. So yeah, people see what I do. My boss sees who I am. I used to
hide it, or
I used to hide it because I wasn't ashamed of it, but I felt different from others,
Which I remember that phase.
I wasn't into celebrities or shopping, I was very focused on
alcohol.
Spirituality. I was kind of focused on alcohol then, but
not
anymore.
Yeah.
That was the last thing that went. Now it's been 5 months.
Now it's breaking crystal balls.
No, that was like crystal bowls. That was a year and a half. That was over a year ago. That was
Now we're breaking crystal harps.
crystal harp. Yes, yes.
It's okay. Let's move on.
So, I don't even know where I was going with that. What was your question?
It's okay.
Okay.
You express about your job, how you find your
Oh yeah, I'm myself without like feeling bad about it now. And it feels good to just be yourself and not have to hide.
people in the corporate world need to hear that you can apply mindfulness and happiness techniques at work. Because sometimes when I go into the corporate office, it's
Stagnant.
I see
stuffy.
that damn movie, The Matrix, when like, and it's just like everybody's just in the system, and literally that's what it is, where everyone has like the same agenda, they're just saving 401k, they're just they're gonna get married, house, and all that, but no one's really asked, are we actually happy, or are we just replicating the societal narrative of
see.
what we should do?
Yeah.
And so what we don't talk about is when we're not happy and we're taking antidepressants and all these things to cope with our stress and why we're unhappy, instead of learning, why can't I just be happy with my life as it is?
Yeah.
How can I? And that's so sad to say,
Yeah.
that people can't even imagine that they can have a good life without needing to smoke some, Delta 8 or 9, or they can't even imagine their life being happy without adult films or without some substance.
Something.
And in the past, I was the same way.
Me
I couldn't
too.
imagine a day without watching adult films because
I
I was
never
so
thought
addicted.
I'd quit drinking. Like I was like, that's just who I am. I'll never quit.
Yeah.
You can't imagine yourself without it because you're so used to it.
But when you that's why when you wake up and your friends are still doing the old thing, you start to feel really weird because they're confused. Like, why are you not drinking anymore? Because they just love drinking with you so much. Why did you just stop?
My leasing agents a week ago asked me, Emily, what do you like to drink? I don't drink. They were like, whoa, what? You don't drink? I was like, yeah, I don't drink anymore.
It's so confusing because it's like part of the work. Like, it's like my sister and her husband. They're definitely into like my sister's husband drinks coffee all day, all night. He's just on. It's just in his veins at this point. And because they work in a deep corporate culture. She's in architecture. He's like a engineer, and they're just in that system, just looking to build their wealth. And service is, well, my sister sometimes help the temple because when you come from a family of like servants, you can't.
Yeah,
but
it's in you.
Yeah, my family has been helping the temple and going to the temple since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now it wasn't as active as now. Now my father is he's like the head of the council member at the temple, and they vote him in. You know what I mean? Like they just say, "Hey, this guy's a good guy," and he's been the leader for like I don't count anymore, but it's at least 8 years.
Oh, that temple y'all have been going to, the same one.
Yes.
Okay.
And but that temple isn't like they don't really the spiritual devotion isn't as deep, but the community is deep. I needed more spiritual devotion, which is why I go to the master's temple.
Yep.
And then the master's temple is a training ground, right? A
100%.
temple and like gurus and master, it's all training so that you can go out and do your part and be a leader and be a teacher. And that's why it's good to see like many brothers and sisters live streaming on here. Like you said, what did you notice that people have been live streaming more?
Yeah, like more sound healers. I didn't notice. I was told that more sound healers have been on Insight
she's
Timer.
Been told that recently there's been more sound healers on Insight Timer, and more are coming because it's what people need.
Yeah.
People don't meditating alone, maybe in guided meditation, but to just be with
A part of
healing
community.
music.
Yeah, healing music and with community.
And also it's because of the beautiful comments and the way we engage on Insight Timer. It's really but sometimes I see that Insight Timer we can talk too much in the chat. That's not like productive towards our spiritual development and progress. But chit-chatting a little bit is fine. But when I see chit-chatting, when I see like, I don't. We should be speaking about the Dharma and less of just like surface level things.
Right, right.
And that's what the master also teaches. Do you come to the temple to so, which is socialize, or you come here to do the work?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Because every time he's talking, he's never just chit-chatting. There's a
No.
reason.
There's a reason why he says everything he says. Yeah.
And we're the same way. So whenever we start to speak like if you, for example, if you start to see me start to joke around a lot, you see me get serious like pretty much soon, because it's fine that we get silly, but you better tame that, because that monkey's getting loose. And that's why you see me in this posture right now, because
It keeps you disciplined.
and
Keeps you mindful.
and even before, right, you did not expect to be sitting on the ground this long.
No.
Okay, so can can you tell the journey of your, because when people see you sitting for this long, it's like impossible. Tell us about your journey of being able to sit this long, because I think it's an interesting to talk about, so that others can understand that it's possible for everybody.
Well, whenever I first started, I was extremely unhealthy with my body. I was like hunched over, didn't sit up straight, and I was terrified of the camera. You remember the first time at Sean's, and I think Sister Jenny was there,
Oh,
Jill, and Evie, and I was terrified. I was
Yeah,
I was in the
the
back.
back.
I was as far back as I
Hanging
could
with
get,
Jill.
and I'm like, I am not talking. I was terrified of the microphone, everything. And I would sit on the couch whenever I first started meditating, like super comfortable on the couch. But I feel like whenever you sit straight, which you taught me, that you're not too straight to where you're uncomfortable, but your chakras are more aligned, like you're more balanced, and you're also more present with your body. And I feel like you can feel like that tension in your body, and know if that tension's coming from the way that you're sitting, and if it's just like your muscles building up, and I guess you being more flexible with your legs, or if that tension's coming from like your back or your shoulder. You can be more aware.
you can adjust your muscle strain. So you learn that just by doing it.
Yeah. And it took practice, because whenever I started meditating, I would usually lay down. I would sit up if it was for a short meditation, but I would usually lay down if it was longer. But as I began to sit up, my meditations got better, because we can make our meditation throughout the day while we're sitting at our desk. Even while I'm at my desk at work, I'm not sitting in the back of my chair. I'm not hunched over. I'm sitting up straight. And even my leasing agent the other day, he saw me hunched over because I was looking at a report. He's like, Emily, what are you doing? He's like, why are you hunched over like that? I was like, I can't see it. He was like, here, let me make it bigger for you. So they know, like, I sit straight.
Yeah.
We kind of call each other out if we see each other hunched over. But it makes you more aware throughout the day. It makes you more able to observe certain things, I feel. Because if your body is relaxed, then I feel you're relaxed, and you become more apt to allow your mind to take over control, or your emotions to take over control. But if we're disciplined with our body, then we're disciplined with our minds. We're disciplined with our emotions. We're disciplined with everything.
And that's why, that's why when we sit, we don't sit to show off.
No.
We sit because there's a reason. Like, that's how you keep your energy flow open. But you can see that there's some people who sit because of spiritual ego.
And they do like the mudras and
right, and they're doing a lot because it's like sometimes you have the energy of proving yourself. Mudras are fine, but that's more like, oftentimes that stuff is more private and in ritual, and but sometimes, yes, you can use some things if you feel it's called, and that's for you to decide. Nikki asked, Emily, how did you become more comfortable with meditation?
I kept doing it. Consistency, I think, because whenever I first began meditating, I knew that I started meditation to help with my anxiety, to help with my panic attacks. And I had tried everything except for meditation that I knew of. substance,
yeah,
relationships,
Therapy.
everything, therapy, psychiatrist, psychologist, and nothing worked long term. It temporarily helped me, but long term I was tired of feeling that way. So I began meditation 5 minutes a day. Before I went to work, I would sit on my couch. I would get my crystals for the day. I would light some sage, some incense, and I would put on some music. And that continued for about 7 months solo by myself. And I would do guided meditations just depending on what I needed. You know, sometimes I would need meditation more at night because I'd have a long day and I just needed to unwind and relax a little bit. But I always meditated every morning before I went to work. And over time, you begin to just get more connected with yourself. And then your thoughts just slowly slow down a little bit. And once you begin to see the progress and the efforts and the results of everything you've been doing, you just don't want to stop. Because once you begin to see the results, you're like, okay, what else is possible? Happiness is more possible. Forgiving my family, forgiving myself is more possible. And you're really able to become an observer of your past, of your relationships, of your relationship with yourself, your emotions, your mind, everything. And it's a beautiful thing because before I was not doing that. And meditation allowed me a place to be with myself and give myself what I needed at that time. And it still does.
Yeah, so it's not just like she just showed up and played bowls. It's like there's a lot of prerequisite to get here. And because of your discipline, you're able to deal with more truth that may hurt your ego. But you stay in your center and start to see, is it true or not?
Why is this triggering me?
Yeah,
right
why
now?
exactly?
Why am I feeling this way from what that person said to me? I never stopped asking why and really getting to the root cause of that problem. So yeah, you just give yourself what you need. Journaling can be a meditation. The gym, running, doing a walking meditation outside at the park. And now work can be a meditation, to a certain extent. It's beautiful whenever your at-home meditation follows you throughout the day. And it's a beautiful journey. And the beautiful thing is it never stops. I feel like you can never stop growing and cultivating yourself.
That's why I love this. That's why I love it so much, because God is so good that life can only get better when you get out of the way. When you allow things to happen.
Just
when
surrender.
You start to understand the flow. Sometimes it's because sometimes your ego wants something, but God's will is that you're meant for something greater, but you keep settling for this, unhealthy relationship. Right? I see some people that just keep going back to the old boyfriend, old girlfriend.
And sometimes if it's not the ex, then it's your
another
past
version.
Boyfriend in another body.
Yeah. We're just dating another version, and then we break up, and then we're broken, and then we
We're
get
sad.
and then we get the boyfriend that we want, but we're insecure now. Why? Because we're looking for love on the outside.
We're not looking at that love inside of ourselves.
It's and everyone freaking knows this, but many people don't practice. We're still looking for that cute boy with the curly hair, or that cute girl with the blonde hair and tall, whatever, right? We all know this stuff already, but many people's egos, we don't want to check our damn ego, and then we wonder why our life sucks. Because you're not doing what God needs you to do. You're doing what your ego wants, and that's why your life is subpar. You're happy, but deep down you're really insecure. You're scared. People who don't love themselves when they're in a relationship, who are you texting? Let me check your phone.
Very insecure.
Very insecure.
And then you're not present with yourself. You're always constantly thinking about that other person and what they're doing. You lose yourself in that relationship. And then whenever you lose a relationship, oh my gosh, you're so distraught and sad because that one person that you're giving all of your energy and attention to is now gone, but you still have yourself, and that's what you don't realize because you never loved yourself. So you can't appreciate that relationship, that connection with
And so
you.
all these ignorant things makes us stress. We don't know better. And so we're, instead of like being true to ourselves, we don't know what it means to be true to ourselves. And then we begin to cope with drugs.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of it stems from ignorance. Like you just don't know that love's from within. That's why many people, they're looking to cuddle, they're looking for sex, but they don't know what is love.
And I used to think that I loved myself whenever I was doing all that. That's a sad thing. Like, I really did, because
Yeah.
I didn't know any better. I really didn't. But
That's why we're having these conversations in case somebody here is open-minded. But we're aware that many people aren't. But we're here to piss some people off because we love you. Because we've been there. She's been married. You know what I mean? And I've gone through hell. We've done tons of drugs, right? We've done a ton of not loving ourselves, looking for validation from external sources, only for us to use them or they use us, right? And just manipulate other people. We manipulate them. It's back and forth because we're just spinning the wheel of samsara, which is suffering. As we begin to like pay attention and get tired of spinning that dang, like spinning the wheel of fortune that leads you to misfortune.
and it just keeps on
You're
getting
like-
worse and worse.
You get tired of spinning that wheel, and then what happens is you either have an awakening or you just surrender to hell. Which, I mean, I guess we kind of went that route. I definitely went to
Same.
the hell route.
Same.
But sometimes you need to go to hell route because you're meant to do something great on the planet, and requires a lot of darkness to create a diamond.
Yeah, under that pressure.
Yeah, to deal with the deep darkness, because most people, many light workers and many people won't make it,
Yeah.
right? Some people, like but if you're still here, brothers and sisters, you're meant to be here. You, like, keep believing, keep doing your part, keep trying, keep your heart open, keep your mind open. You'll find a way. Sometimes, I recognize in the past, I was always stuck about money. How can I make money? How can I get money? How can I get money? But I was coming from this limited way of thinking. But the moment I got out of like worrying, and I just led with this thing, my life begins to move up. But of course, it got rocky because I was still really ignorant. But
It's all a part of the learning process, though.
absolutely.
We're always learning. And if you are able to be aware of each lesson is when you learn. If you just keep on doing the same thing, then you're just going to keep spinning the wheel.
And so we're being vulnerable with you so that you can see, are you doing the same, spinning the cycle of the wheel of misfortune? We're being vulnerable with you about our past. We're telling you, we used to think that we were happy, but deep down we BSing ourselves. So maybe you're doing the same thing, right? And we're doing this for what? For free. So if you want to donate to Sister Emily Richardson, help support the cause, you're welcome to. And that's why we're so raw, we're so open, because we want to see you do good. We want to see spiritual community stop buying so many damn crystals already. We want to see spiritual community realize, become the crystal, and you can still buy a whole cluster. It's just you are the dope crystalline structure, okay? And that's why we have to speak in this sassy, dramatic style, because you know why? It's really engaging in the mind. Like when we're speaking this intensely, it makes people focus. When we start to speak, everything's gonna be love and light. Just breathe in the light.
It's relaxing. It's relaxing.
It's safe space only, and exhaling the darkness. You know, Mother, feel Gaia and Pachamama cradling you in your arm. There's many people are already doing that. Okay, you can go to other stream. When we are in Mystic Village, you're gonna get both sides. You're gonna get the yin experience, and we're gonna give you the damn yang experience that hammers the ignorance and the ego and makes it flat. And then when it's flat, what's left is the essence of your true self, which is you've always been good enough. You just been in your way. And for you to stop chasing boyfriend and girlfriend on dating website already, and start chasing God within your heart. And then instead of chasing, realize that God's already with you. And everything that we're doing is for a reason, right? We're sassy, we're engaging, we're vulnerable. It's not because none of it is by accident. we're doing this because we see many spiritual communities just pick up another book. They read The Power of Now, but they're not now. They
don't practice it.
They do the Vipassana meditation. They go and do the Wim Hof. They try the Tumo, right? They try the visualization meditation, but they're still not present throughout the day. They only meditate when they're sitting. They forget that you can be mindful throughout the whole day, but instead, we make excuses to not practice at work in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We make excuses not to practice because we're driving. We should be an a-hole. Right? We make excuses to like, I just go to the bar even though I don't really like to, but I'm trying to look for a girlfriend, instead of learning to find love within. Mm-hmm. Right? How are we feeling today? Thank you, Jack. The darkness, the hard truths. How are we feeling? Courtney says, most of us are definitely too much in our own way for sure. Shout out to Courtney from YouTube. Eric Cap says, it's so hard, absolutely wired. Let me see.
Oh, at work.
At work, yeah. Q says, I feel good and peace. Nikki is here. What did you learn today? Less tired and more energetic. Moving forward, the Mystic Village experience. The reason we're talking more, because we noticed in the beginning of the year, like, it's gotten too quiet.
Yeah, it was very, very quiet. People weren't excited anymore. You know, the energy was kind of just like, okay, the holidays are over, the New Year's over. And it was just very quiet and still.
I call it flaccid energy.
It was very still. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jack says, very tough day. When we get on here, we're looking at how can we be the best that we can to make a difference online on the planet. Animals too, right? When they're here, they get the benefits from the flute too.
Yeah.
We benefit from these talks too. We benefit from hearing the crystal bowls. So whatever you're feeling, we're feeling too, and that's why we continue to do our part. And so we're just grateful that there's a space like, you know, Twitch and Insight Timer and YouTube where brothers and sisters can unite, and because you give y'all being here gives us an opportunity to serve. And I know that some of y'all, you know, some people like Emily more and some people like Tanette more, but at the end of the day, we're just doing our best, because some people are going to resonate with Emily's energy more, and that's why when we merge, some people, it makes people willing to listen to both sides. And that's the beautiful part about unity. It helps people expand their mind. But nowadays we have leaders who don't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
We have leaders who hate each other because why? You're from the left and you're from the right. You're from the up, you're from the down, right? You dress different, and so we can't. So I'm just I'm grateful that we can have these tough conversations. It's not political, it's spiritual, it's, you know, about helping the world become a better place. But sometimes some people just want Emily to just shut up and play the bowls and just be a divine Guan Yin. She wants so she can be the green Tara energy only, and wants Tanette to just play the damn flutes and be like Krishna and just be quiet and just. I'll do that sometimes. Yeah. But if
it's all about balance.
Yeah, because it's about balance. If the stream is low energy, we need to engage. But if the stream is excited, we need to help ground the stream. So that's why we're not here to be a cookie cutter spiritual community. And it's been working for us. Yeah. It's been working for us very well. It makes us not bored. Yeah. Because we're always trying to come up with something new, and then I'm sure as we move forward, we'll find some, you know, keep developing. Even the space will eventually change. Even my space has changed. Have you seen the?
Yeah, it looks good with the house behind. Yeah, it looks really good.
It's like Kata says it's like a tea garden or tea whatever.
Oh, tea garden, yeah.
Yeah, it's called like it's like a Japanese.
I feel like I'm in Mulan's grandmother house whenever you stream.
Yeah, I'm going like
it's
full
very
theme.
Comforting. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, let me see here. Nikki says, I am very mellow and free-spirited and feeling Luke.
Like things.
Oh, like things are falling into place and I'm enjoying the ride. Beautiful. Letting go of trying to control or worry about the outcomes.
It's a big lesson.
Any final words? I think we reached the 2-hour mark. Any final words for our brothers and sisters?
Just never give up. Never give up on yourself. Listening to what we need, because sometimes we need to be more gentle with ourselves. Sometimes we need to journal. Sometimes we need to go for a walk. Sometimes we need to have a more active workout. Really like listening to what you need and just never giving up on yourself. It's okay to have days where you just don't do anything, but after you have that, it's time to wake up and just do what you need to do and never give up on yourself.
Yes. Invest in yourself. Invest in your happiness. Not what you think makes you happy, but what makes you feel happy. Take your life seriously and believe. Like it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're 69 or if you're 13. You're gonna make it. There's a way. There's always a way, because that's how beautiful the universe is. That if you just believe and you're willing to do the work, you're willing to take action, you're willing to go through something to learn something. Because sometimes you're working a job that you don't love so that you can learn that that's not for you, right? And sometimes you find something that you love, but then God shows you something even better, and it shows you there's always something greater if you stay open. But it's all love from God. Believe in yourself. You can do it. If we can do it, I mean, like I said, we've gone through near-death experiences, drugs, crazy things, and just we didn't know if we were going to make it to this side.
Yeah.
So for us to be speaking like this, we're just doing our part. And for you to, when it's time, whenever that time is, please do your part and help the world. But start with helping you and mastering you and extending that to your families. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure your family is okay.
Yeah.
They don't have to be perfectly enlightened, levitating. Right? My wife isn't the most spiritual, but guess what? She's good.
Yeah.
Right? The people around us, they're not the most highly. Now, some people are, but our families are our families. Like
and as long as they're good and like
not sick,
on the right path.
Because even your mother is healing from things, right? My mother healed from depression, and I never thought I didn't think that it was not possible. I was not going to stop working for God until my mother was healed.
Yeah.
And guess what? My mother is good now. Your mother is good. She's less on the oxygen tank, right?
Yeah, yeah. She needed a lung transplant. We thought that she would not be making it. About 2 years ago, she had a collapsed lung, smoking cigarettes for I don't
Chronic,
even know how
like
long.
she smokes a lot.
Yeah, she did smoke
What do you call
a
it?
lot.
Chain smoking or whatever?
No, not that.
Just
Almost.
every day.
Yeah, just definitely every day. But she had a collapsed lung and her health was continuing to deteriorate. She weighed 67 pounds at her lowest, and she was in the 60s and 70s for her weight for years. And all of a sudden, last year, she hadn't smoked for a year since January. She got on oxygen the year prior, doesn't need it as much. She's able to walk around without oxygen. She's gained 30 pounds. 30 pounds.
When she should
and that
be a
hasn't
stick.
happened in, I want to say, 7 years.
Dang.
And she's gained 30 pounds. Like, it's incredible. And she's happier. She listens, like she's positive, and it's beautiful.
But
it's beautiful.
We both know that this is not an accident. This is God. But it's not just God. It's because you do the work.
And because you do the work.
Right? Because you are willing to serve. You're willing to do more. You're willing to meditate. You're willing to give a little bit more. You're willing to show up on Sundays. You're willing to help the temple. and your chakra begin to open. I remember when she first started meditating and becoming more consistent, I was like, your energy is changing, your chakra opening.
And that was from forgiveness.
And so when we open, we don't only benefit, because mother is half of sister Emily, right? She's half your energy, which means at the end of the day, it's full connection, right? Because her mother gave her life. So whenever you heal yourself, your mother benefits, your brother benefits. It's just, sometimes harder or there, different kind of karma.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to heal your family members and you think it's impossible,
Do the work on yourself.
exactly, do the damn work. And believe, because sometimes the doctors don't know everything. The doctor said only 2 years. She's still alive and kicking.
The doctors, they said she might not make it. We went to the doctor. I went with her in December of last year, and he was like, we're going to put you on the transplant. We're going to have you meet with the transplant lung doctor, because before she wasn't even eligible to meet with the transplant doctor because she had been smoking and her health, she wasn't ready to have a transplant. Now she is able to have a transplant, but they are going to do testing to see if she even needs that anymore. And that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And you can do it too. Like, as long as you do the work on yourself. I never thought my mom would do that.
And that's why, like, in my life, I hear this kind of stuff all the time, to where I'm not surprised anymore. I just work for God. This is when you work for God, this is just a thing that you hear. People not killing themselves. People begin to have an awakening. People meditating more. People getting more money.
People not suicidal anymore.
And that is like a normal thing. And that's because when you begin to work for God, it becomes a normal thing. But that normal thing is called a life where you're just part of a miracle worker team. So we know we're not just playing bowls, but the people who start to follow the flow of what we're doing, that's why we're the way we are, because it works. That's why we're not just playing bowls only.
Because we see results from it.
And we're having these deep conversations that help, guess what? It helps open your chakras. It helps guide you to be inspired to forgive your abusers. And when you forgive and you're free, your chakra open, you heal yourself and you heal your mother, you heal your bank
whole
account.
Lineage.
Yeah, you heal. It's on every level. So let's just read the final comments here. Thanks, Emily and Tanette, says Q. Beautiful session tonight. Sharon says, I like in the beginning you stated that you play the flute and Soundbath until your energy is grounded. Jack says, wow, that's amazing. Q says, inspired and thanks for sharing, Emily. Wish your mother gets more healthier.
Thank you.
And Sharon says, that's really inspiring. I'm happy for your mom is getting better. And I hope everybody here has a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow, whenever we get on.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what are you going to be doing tomorrow?
Soundbath and talking.
Tomorrow, I'm just going to be more casual hangout.
Yeah.
Because to break my flow, I'm just going to be hanging out and just chit-chatting about stuff. Maybe, just... I don't
know. I'll see what the energy is like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, recently, I just kind of... Because it does take a lot of energy to engage, but to be more casual. To be more light about it. And, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Sister Kata Jelly, Courtney, Eric Cabs. We got Gula, and we got Mr. Weird up in here. We got Jdum, and good night.